Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back. Well, just me tonight. Just me tonight, rolling solo. But we have some people stopping through, so hopefully everything works out and we get them on the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome to High School Basketball Weekly. I am your host, Glenn Poole Harding. And tonight, my co-host is out on assignment, covering a few games for Made Hoops, which he is one of the top writers over there. So salute to my brother, Brian Reinkert. Y'all didn't know he was one of the top writers for Made Hoops? Oh, y'all ain't know. Y'all ain't know. I'm on the committee for the NBPA Top 100. Y'all ain't know. But now you do. This is why we do what we do, so we can help the next generation of ballers. You know, put out a good word or two. Hopefully, you'll be the one on that main stage soon. All right. On tonight's show, I have two heavy hitters. One is a reoccurring guest who always tells it like it is. New York City, legendary coach. He also is going to be on the sidelines with us during the season, giving his opinion of the game in Tiny Morton's point of view. That's what we're going to call it. All right? Already let it out the bag. Legendary head coach, my former teammate for Abraham Lincoln, Tiny Morton, will be joining us. And we also will be having New York City coach from Eagle Academy in Harlem. He is also a father of one of the best players in New York City and around the country, Jamel Magic Mel Thomas. And he also uses his platform to promote New York City current players. So we hopefully to have Scooter Thomas on the show. He'll be here. All right. Tonight's show is New York City. Wake up! Man, oh man, oh man. You know I gotta salute my brother Ayatollah Beast in the building. The number one basketball heads on the planet. That's right. That's right. Yo, Ayatollah, man, you gotta come up one day, man, so we can talk some hip hop, man. We got a couple of things coming soon, so on the music side. So, and I want you to check it out. Tell me how you like what we got going on. Spoke to my brother Easy Mo B. Yeah. I got a whole album produced by Easy Mo B. Y'all know. Salute to all my brothers in the nation, holding it down. What up, Basil? What up? What's good? Brian is on location. Tonight, Brian is on location. That's right. Brian is on location. Excuse me. I've been inside the whole week. Took off work a few days. Haven't been feeling well, so I'm just home recovering. But Brian is on location. doing some work for Made Hoops. Just in case y'all don't know, y'all didn't hear it in the intro, Brian Reichert is one of the top writers for Made Hoops. So make sure you check out his articles, all on the Made Hoop website. All right? And check him out at Coach Reichert. That's Coach Reichert. Reichert spelled Reichert. Find him on Instagram, Twitter, you name it. He's out there. Oh boy. All right. So there's a lot going on in New York City. And if you don't know, I'm about to tell you what's going on. It is so much going on. The biggest news of the week or of the year, let's say that. Swan has left Thomas Jefferson High School. Yes. Y'all ain't hear me? Swan has left Thomas Jefferson High School. Who would have thought after 5 or 6 games for the season, he's gone. Vamoose. I'm out. See you later. Oh, yes. It's a lot. There you go. Bring that music, man. Bring that music. We're going to talk about that, Ayatollah. Definitely. Yeah, man. Why? That is, listen. That is the biggest question. Like, why, right? I see it 2 ways, right? People can look at it 2 ways. You got the kid side, and then you got the program side. I didn't speak to either, so I don't want to perpetuate or give out stories. And then, as a media guy, I'm sworn to secrecy. I know the why. Trust me. I knew the why since Sunday. Right after that game they had with Stepinac. Yes. Stepinac beat them 92-70. Spanked them bad. Gave them that belt. Whoosh. And then, I got a couple of words after the game that some things might be changing, and then it happened. I didn't believe it, because it's mostly rumors. I didn't believe it. And then the word started getting out, and then I'm home sick trying to recover, and my phone just kept pinging. Ping, ping, ping. Text, DM, Pooh, what's going on? Pooh, what's going on? Yo, he didn't show up to the next game. What happened? Whatever the case, right? Whatever the case, we're going to get to that. I don't want to give away too much. I'm going to tell everyone what school he's at right now, but I need y'all to keep watching the show. But again, I remember sitting here 5 months ago. Let me hit up my guest. All right. Real quick. Hold on, y'all. Right? Listen. 5 months ago, I have, my brother Tiny up here. We talking. I'm asking him about at the time, excuse me, 4 of the best players in New York City at that time, right? Or New York, right? And I know there's a few more, but I only asked him about 4. I asked him about Dylan Mingo. I asked him about Deron Rippey. I asked him about Josiah Jervis. And I asked him about Jada. All right? And he gave his honest opinion. which he always does. And sometimes those opinions don't sit right with everybody, you know. But again, as a journalist and as somebody who sits behind his mic and have done so successfully for the last 5 years, I've learned to keep my mouth shut and just listen. That's what I learned. All right? That's what I've learned. So, this is what he said 5 months ago. Check this out. What about Mr. Swan?
That's another one. That's another one who New York City might hurt him when it comes to expose and exposure. That's another one I wish he can go under the radar a little bit and go somewhere and define his game a little bit more.
True.
Y'all ready? Did y'all hear what he said? Listen closely. Listen closely. What about Mr. Swan? Hold on. This happened. This was in August. I asked him this question in August. There was no ill intent by me. We want the best for the kid. And since I didn't combat him on Dylan, Deron, or Josiah, why would I do it when he's talking about Jada? I'm not giving any feedback. I asked you a question, you give me your answer, and that's all he did. Oh boy, did we catch flack for this? Well, I know I did. I don't know if he did because, it's my platform. So I caught a lot of flack for this. This is crazy. But in his own words, check it out again. What about Mr. Swan?
That's another one. That's another one who New York City might hurt him when it comes to expose and exposure. That's another one I wish he can go under the radar a little bit and go somewhere and define his game a little bit more.
True.
Y'all ready? Now, should I have said, no, Tiny, what are you saying? Tiny, come on, Tiny, what you saying? No, we moved on. Five months later, vamos, adios, see you later. He's gone. Did we predict this? Did we want this? No. But let me be fair to Tiny. Tiny was saying because of all the hype he has occurred here in New York City, he was saying the hype can help you or can hurt you. Those in the chat, please, give me some fire emojis in the chat, please. If you're in the chat, give me some fire emojis if you agree with that. If you agree with that, please put some fire emojis in the chat. Let the people see what's going on. This is real. Put the fire emojis. Let the people see the fire emojis, my mans. All my people that's in the chat. It's not like it's 1,000 of y'all. It's only a couple of us here. But people will catch on. They'll figure it out. But that's what I'm saying. We know we live in New York City. We live in New York City. We know that the hype can take a toll on a lot of players. If you don't follow through with it, it can get to you. But Jada, he stood strong. kept doing what he had to do to land him a scholarship. Now, we got to see if that scholarship is going to follow him. Right? If it's all signed, sealed, and delivered, then he good. You know what I'm saying? Look, we have, appreciate you, brother, appreciate you. Yes, sir. Listen, let me just say this, because I'm not going to put my personal feelings in it, because we want to make sure that the kids could put themselves in a better space if they feel like they need to, right? I've been saying this from the beginning. I agree if a kid wants to leave a school, because that's his choice. You can't make a person stay somewhere, and you can't make a person come to your school. The kid got to want to come, and the kid got to want to play and comply and be a part of the team. That happens. Happens all the time. So many kids that move from schools in New York City. Actually, the school that he went to, there's 4 New York City kids there. There's 4 of them there. I don't know about no 5'4" dunker, but appreciate you, Buttermilk. Listen. Anyway, I'm going to wait for my guest to come on, but I'm going to run off some scores, and we're going to get back to that Jada Swan story, man. So just sit back and, wait for the smoke, because the fire ain't start yet. All right. Canarsie and Wagner went down to the wire, and it was a war in the Falcons' nest. The Wolfpack came out strong, setting the tone early. The Falcons answered right back. Adam was on fire, 22 points. But Canarsie, Devin Clark, and Division I prospect or signee, P.J. Singleton, they both had 20 points apiece. Halftime, it was 38-28. Canarsie was down, but then they flipped the script with a relentless press in the third and stormed back to take the lead heading into the fourth. Singleton and Clark showed why they are 2 of the top dogs in New York City. Definitely 2 of the top 20 players in the city for sure. All right. Chris Albino had 15 points. 2 big threes to cut into the lead for Susan Wagner. The Falcons had 3 chances to win it at the end, but the Wolfpack held firm to win by 1, 70-69. At MSIT, they went up against Tottenville. They was all tied 45-45 at the half. Just when the momentum changed for Danny Polo Garcia, 30 points, stepped up and knocked down his 6-3 to take the lead. Tottenville got the win, 50-45. I want to credit those notes for the future of New York City basketball for this write-up. All right, salute. You have Forest Hills beating Van Buren 71-57. Eagle Academy Queens storms over Campus Magnet 81-39. Eagle Academy Bronx 95. Stevenson 55. Man. Whew. Smoked them. All right. That game that Jada missed was crazy. All right. Because Rich Jackson, Paris Roots, Trevor Lewis, Tafari Kennedy, and Kenneth Moore held it down. Hey, no Jada, we good. And I know Jada hit him like, yo, fellas, sorry I had to be out, couldn't come to the game, but do what y'all do. And that's what Rich Jackson did. Rich Jackson pulled in 40 points. Paris Roots, 19 points. Trevor Lewis, 18 points. Tafari Kennedy, 17 points. Kenneth Moore, 15 points. Mm-mm-mm. I'm just getting a ping. He's saying he eating. All right. Excuse me, people. Excuse me. Told you I'm a little under the weather, so y'all got to bear with me. And my guys not here, so I got to keep this show going on. Yes, Tiny and Scooter. I'm waiting for Scooter to hit me back. Tiny just hit me back. Wanted to see if it was too loud where he was at. Scooter said he was coming on because I definitely want to get his input. But he hasn't hit me back. He's probably on Instagram watching. Can't communicate on Instagram. What up, B? My guy Bernard Mitchell in the building said, what a way to fill in the missing star. That's right, man. Hey, look, you gotta, look, coaches to tell you, players to tell you, no matter what happens, the show must go on. The show must go on. Appreciate you, Ayatollah Beats. Always supporting. Thanks for the super chat. We appreciate you, brother. Listen, the show must go on. And the way Thomas Jefferson spread out their points scoring was crazy. All right, let me see where you at. Oh, it's not loud at all.
Not loud in here?
Not at all.
This is the best restaurant. I'm not gonna get no free promotion, but huh? Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil this spot.
Oh, so you hold on. You can't be gatekeeping the restaurant, fam.
Oh, I'll bring you over here.
You're in there eating with gold forks.
Exactly.
You're crazy, man.
It's called avocado salmon, bro.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. So, yo, did you know that game between Jefferson and E. Hall, where Jefferson blew out E. Hall, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in double figures. Rich Jackson had 40, Paris Roots had 19, Trevor had 18, Tafari had 17, and Kenneth Moore had 15.
You know what that means, right? That means the show don't stop.
Who? I just said that, fam. That's a fact. The show don't stop.
Don't stop.
Now, I started to talk about talked about Jada a little bit. I didn't let the cat out the bag with school. Those who know, they know, but we'll let it out later on. I want to wait for you to come on. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Still waiting for Scooter.
So is this live now?
We live right now. On Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Yep.
Okay.
We live right now, baby. So, my guy Basil said, "What's up?
Tell him I said, what's up?
No doubt. Yeah, man. Just like that. My guy CK from up top, upstate New York. Said, can you shout out my son? I don't know who that is. But anyway, put a super chat. And I'll shout him out. Yo, so what we was talking about was Jada leaving and effects of that. And, we talk a lot off camera, and the title of the show is New York City, Time to Wake Up.
Yes.
Right? Because the reality is, you may get a lot more kids leaving.
Yes.
Why is that, Tiny?
I mean, one of the reasons is that obviously New York has a lot of talent and it's a hotbed, and our platform might not be matching our talent right now. And another reason is because a lot of people, parents, mentors, trainers, they moved out of New York City and they got a lot of programs that started out of state, and they know the groundwork of New York City. There's a lot of reasons the NIL, man. The NIL
Yeah,
has
yeah. Let's just get to it, because
yes,
when
yes,
right, because when I interviewed Kamani Young, multi-millionaire coach at UConn, he said the person that taught us about the business of basketball was Tiny Morton. That's what he said. That was his words. He said Tiny Morton taught us all about the business of basketball. And people have no idea about the business of basketball.
I mean, I can definitely agree to that. And a lot of people are not sitting at those tables when the business of basketball is being spoken. But today's platform, the NIL is trickling down to high school, and a lot of these kids and families are able to negotiate their own deals, and that's probably one of the reasons why it's going to be some more situations where kids or families going to choose to leave and take for another platform. But I said that a long time ago. That's one of the reasons why I tried to create a platform in Long Island, LWA, because I want to make sure we can try to play on the same platform with those guys without the kids being pushed out of the city. I had mentioned something. I'm not going to say the name, but this season I spoke to a high school coach in the Catholic League, and I said, you know what, you guys might need to think of getting to one of those platforms, so we can always compete on that level. So,
When I mentioned Dylan Mingo, he's at Luha. They bringing money in that school.
yes.
Deron Rippey, Blair Academy. They bringing money to that school. Josiah Jervis at Stepinac. They bringing money to that school.
Yes.
Thomas Jefferson, public school, with Jada Swan. Not the same situation. Do you think that, and we're not going to point fingers, but at the end of the day, do you think public schools stand a chance? Now, you said Catholic schools. Some Catholic schools have an advantage because they're able to, finagle and bring in some donors and get kids' education paid for and put them in good positions. Do the public schools stand a chance?
I don't think so. I don't think so. There's so many rules. One of the reasons why I'm not in the public school system is I don't know if the rules are still the same, but there's so many rules that prevent us from being able to attract. I won't say recruit, to attract big time players. So that hurts right there. It's probably one of the only systems that I know of that they still think sports is not important. Not important enough to say, come to my school and become a scholar athlete and be able to get $200,000 in your pocket while you playing basketball at a college and on scholarship. So I don't think that the public school system believes in sports or sports on that level. So that was one of the reasons why a post like myself was being investigated, because they said you cannot recruit for sports.
Yo, hold on. And this is, I don't think y'all hearing what he's saying, right? When Tiny was doing this 20 years ago, when he was what's happening right now, we make a joke out of it, right? We go, yo, the transfer portal, the high school transfer portal is crazy. Kids is transferring all over the place. And no one's saying anything. But back when Tiny was having kids transfer schools, get Tiny. There was like news articles. There was like, investigations going on. And now everybody's doing it.
Platform, I mean, life changes. Everybody changes. I got to correct you, though. But Tiny wasn't recruiting. Tiny was attractive. It was an attraction. It wasn't
You
recruitment.
can't fool me, but I know the difference, brother. I know the difference. You can say you can say whatever you want now. You sit back, eating good, retired. Look at that. You see that?
Oh, yeah. I got a lot of time, and I think a lot of people realize that I have time not only to analyze what happened when I was, a young coach, but I got a lot of time to realize what's going on as an experienced coach. And if I mean, you got to be under a rock not to understand the platform of basketball has changed. I just seen a Instagram post where Jalen Brunson was saying AU is destroying our youth basketball, and we should copy the model of the overseas youth clubs. So he gave
I watched that. Yeah.
Yeah, he gave an example of saying maybe the Knicks should have a youth program trickle all the way down and keep them under the umbrella, and and clean up the development of basketball. So I mean, if that happens, then it's going to happen to the diamond in the rough. It's not going to be so many opportunities for kids that might not be a top player. So because most of those guys can probably be top players, or people that can afford to be in those clubs. So I don't know how realistic that is, but as you notice, everyone except the Department of Education thinks basketball or thinks sport is is important to life. So I don't understand. I think New York City has to really sit back and see what they can do to join the parties.
Now I know you was kind of ahead of your time, and you was kind of learning on the fly, right? Wait, was anybody teaching you the game?
Yes and no. I mean, yes. I mean, I was definitely learning by watching. I got lucky. I got grandfather in as the sponsor at high school, so I never really had to do any hustle to get a shoe company to help us out. So that helps. But as we notice, the shoe companies don't even have to pay these kids. And the NIL situation has made it easy for the shoe companies as well. So it's not a shoe battle anymore like it used to be.
Hold on, so you guys was getting paid back then?
Talking about schools?
Yes.
So if you get free shoes, if you get free gear, you get free trips. Yeah, that's a form of being paid. Yes, 1,000%.
But aren't schools getting that now?
Not like it used to be. No, not like it used to be.
Hold on, come on, Tiny.
No
These
way.
guys got Nikes. I see them with the Nike, Adidas. You gonna tell me dudes they getting paid? They're paying for their gear?
A lot of kids been like, man, listen. I'm not even gonna speak anybody name out, but it's very hard to get free gear these days. Very hard, and it makes sense because the economy is down sometimes when it comes to company, and they don't have to pay. They can wait. They got other people paying these kids off now. So
this is crazy, man. This is crazy.
I do want to speak about the situation that happened over there at Jefferson, and I gotta say,
All right, hold on. Before we go there, I want to play a snippet of the Jalen Brunson because I had a snippet of the interview I was gonna put out. Pause. All right. Check this out, y'all. Because I saw the same interview, and a lot of times I don't even think people be paying attention, to these guys because, we look at them as pro athletes, but they're dropping a lot of jewels. They're letting us know the game inside the game.
Yes.
Oh, the parents, yes, 100% have no problems with it. Because once they see their kids not playing, they're getting up and going to the next team, right? And then they do that. Once they do that, they do it in college, right?
It becomes a habit for sure.
They do it in high school. Like, there's gonna be like, you're not gonna, once you get any little bit of adversity, like it's like, all right, let's go find something where you can flourish now, like, or how about just go through this adversity and see where you can actually go.
100%. So in the
Y'all ready? In that segment, they was basically talking about kids going through adversity, right? That's the snippet that I sent out to a few parents. Like, sometimes kids got to go through the adversity and the challenges of hitting that brick wall because we all going to go through it as athletes, especially student athletes. And the level changes when you get to college and if you're fortunate enough to play pro basketball. Okay, you're going to have to be able to push through those walls and quitting is not an option, right? So, but yeah, let's get back to that Jada situation. Oh, also, I played them your video in the beginning of the program, right?
I seen that.
Something we talked about 5 months ago that we was ridiculed about, and then it wound up coming true. Kind of sort of like your recruiting.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a student, and I think everyone should continue to be students of the game because it involves, almost every year. I want to talk about Stepinac because I don't think people understand the job that's being done at Stepinac.
Salute to Coach Pat Massaroni.
Yes, 100%. He's not with the best shoe company either. He's not sponsored by the best shoe company. He doesn't really have his attachment to any one AAU program. But not every kid, his starting five is not only going to school for free, they are going to school for free and going to have an account where they can have access to money to do whatever they want to do. I mean, you can't ask for anything, better than that. And so it is programs that can probably sustain what's going on out here, but not in New York City because New York City is so much different personalities and different people pulling against each other. It's kind of difficult to have more than one step in that situation. I wish it would happen like that. I wish it could be like that because there's so much talent in New York City that's hidden or don't have the platform to show it. I'm going to these games right now. I'm watching, PSL second league and the PSL AA, and then I'm watching Catholic schools. I'm saying to myself, those kids, if I was coaching at Lincoln, would play for me, and I could put them on a high level. So there's talent out here. There's going to always be talent out here. It's just that we got so many people that's pulling these kids in different ways. It's sad.
Stepinac is the only school nobody is leaving. Out of all the schools, right? And I don't think, I could have said Jeff too, but Jada left. You know what I'm saying? And other places, kids is leaving winning programs. They're leaving good situations. So what do you think that mindset, what do you think is going on? We can't jump in the mind of a kid, but what do you think a kid is thinking about when he leaves the winning program?
That's not the kid. That's when you can't blame a kid. A kid can't get up and move himself. Kids I don't think kids are financial set to get up and just say, I'm leaving. But I would say this. As a coach, and I'm always going to probably be a coach or label as a coach, there's good timing and bad timing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a situation, that situation to me, I think it was bad timing. And the reason why I say that is
What
because,
situation? The job situation?
yeah,
Okay.
the reason why I say that's bad timing is because I always teach my students, you don't play for yourself and you don't play for the coach. You play for your teammates. So when you start something, you should end it. You know? So if he wanted to make a move or his family wanted to make a move, I don't think, he should have created that bond with this year's team. Because every year the team is different. So now you've got situations, you got friendship on your team and you leaving that. And I think, I know basketball stop bouncing, but your friendship goes on for life sometimes. So
Look
I
what
don't
we
like the
doing right
timing.
now.
I don't
Yeah.
like I don't like the timing of it, but I'm just bystander. I'm just I'm in the audience right now.
No, but listen, again, you want the best for the kid, but at the end of the day, I say it's two sides. There's the kid side and then the program side, right? Now, how much does leaving, going to another school at this time right now is going to benefit you? And if it backfires, who do you blame?
That's the BAC. You play the bad advice crew. There's the bad advice crew is always around stalking. So who knows? And I think that's one of the things that. Excuse me. That's one of the things that we really we gotta have a better eye for. Um, it's basketball. I mean, if the decision was made and it doesn't work out the way people think it's supposed to work out, who cares? Because as long as you make your decision for yourself and it's not because somebody else persuaded you or forced you, we all gonna make decisions in life, man. It's like we gotta move forward.
But the bad advice crew strikes again. These motherfuckers is like the Empire Strikes Back. It's like, they're like they're never gonna go away. It's like that gnat or a bunch of flies that's gnats around you, right? You know the summertime when there's gnats all around you and they kind of influence which way you want to go because you're trying to get out of it. But some people are attracted to those gnats, Tiny, and they always got their ears open and listening.
That's true. That's true. But this is basketball. This is the new era basketball. And it's gonna be difficult. Like I was just telling someone, every McDonald American I had at Lincoln, I probably watched them as a junior high school kid. They played for Lincoln for 4 years. They stayed around Juice All Stars the whole tenure. That's probably not gonna happen too much anymore. And it's very difficult to have any family, and because you gotta say the word family, you just can't say the word kids. I really don't understand how so many people say, this is my kid, that's my kids, when they suit up for you. And at the end of the day, when the kids is making their decisions to do something in life, they try to blame the parents. Or, when the parents, decides to be a parent, now they bad parents, so it's a catch-22 with it, man. So it's a good and bad time for basketball, especially in New York City.
Hold on for a sec. Scooter just hitting. Scooter, what up? All right, just send the email, then I can plug you in.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm glad you got Scooter up there. He's a parent. He's probably, he could probably get some good intel on how he see things or why he do things.
Yeah, and this is why I wanted to have you guys up, right? The coach's side and then parent side, right? Not only that, Scooter's, coach over at Eagle Academy in Harlem, which I covered, program on the rise, and He also highlights up and coming players in New York City on his platform. Right? I see him outside all the time. Even when the son is not playing, he's, out there watching other kids. So this is a great combination. Yeah. So you can eat some more, just chill out. But now Pat Burke calling me. I'm hit you back, Pat. I'm hit you back. Yo, Westerhouse slaughtered Brooklyn Tech 77-46. Devon Blake had 22 points, 9 rebounds. Steve Patterson has 17 points. Everett Kelly Jr., 15 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Josiah Patterson, 10 points, 5 rebounds.
Oh, E. Kelly got his son over there. That's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. I gotta go check him
He's
out.
playing well. Listen, we definitely
check
gonna
him
do
out.
that. We definitely gonna do that.
That's
Definitely
nice.
gonna do that. I have yet, since I started Basketball Heads, to go to their home court. I watched them play at Achievement First last year, but I definitely got to go check out Western House. Curtis got stomped out by Canarsie, 91-41. Holy Cross beats Nas tonight.
Not Nas.
I mean, Lachlan. No. Excuse me. I'm going back. Nas beats Holy Cross the beginning of the week, right? AJ Moody had 18 points, 8 assists. Tonight, Nas wins again against Lachlan. 69-59. All right? St. Raymond's defeats Cardinal Hayes 69-53. Najee Best had 25 points. He hit 5 3-pointers tonight. Yeah. Oh, and Zavarian defeats Holy Cross 47-44. Terrence Belazier, 16 points. Christian Hystronza, 14 points. And Devin Bay had a game high with 20 points. Tiny, when you see a score of 47-44, what kind of game is that in your mind?
Well, that's a close game. One. Must have been a lot of defense. Or a lot of missed shots. I had one of those games a long time ago against FDA in the playoffs. And it was a great coaching game. And the way the coach outsmart me as a coach and outsmart my players, he almost beat us. So I can't really say scoring 40 points is a bad game, but it must have been a great strategic game on Savarian's side.
Yo, when I see a game like that, I just say Catholic school game. I don't mean to mock Catholic school, but it depends on the public school too, because you can get a score like that. You said you had one, but Tiny, are you the last public school coach to produce a McDonald's All-American?
Wow. I got to fact check that.
Tiny, that is true. You are the last coach in a public school to produce a McDonald's All-American.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Now you know, my brother. Now you know. That's crazy. You didn't know that.
No, I'm actually reading my history now as I sit in the house and I do my research. So I don't usually read my articles.
School is coming on right now. Yeah, you gotta send me some of those articles, man. Let me tell you, I have so many articles that I have to put up. Salute to my guy, Ted Portwine, who's always hooking me up.
You know what? I gotta get in contact with him because he has a lot of stuff going on over there. You got to shoot me his contact, man.
Nah, for sure. I just sent Scooter. I just sent you the email, brother. And another guy, Eric Short. Eric Short is another. If I need email, article. So ESPN got in contact with me because they're doing a documentary on Jason Williams.
Nice.
So they got in contact with me about some articles on Jason.
Nice. It's my guy.
Yes, for sure. Yo, Tiny, we gonna do some nostalgia real quick, right? Like, let's just go back. Yo, when we played for the Madison Square Broncos, Jason used to be busting a lot of ass.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now again, in I think the year we won the championship, it had to be the year we won the championship because we had won the New York City AAU. We had beat Riverside. We beat Gauchos. And he's coming in. And Lloyd. What up, Scooter?
What's up? Y'all see me?
Yeah.
All right, what up? Tiny, what up, man?
What up, Scoot? What's going on?
How y'all doing?
We good. Just I was just reminiscing before you came on, right?
Okay.
So, Lloyd, we beat the Gauchos. They had Arnold Bernard, Dow Reed, Chris Brooks. That's when Chris Brooks dunked on Shane, like from the baseline and jumped back into his chest. Well, anyway, Lloyd wouldn't come out the game. I remember this. It was late in the fourth. He would not come out the game, but he was killing us. There's nothing we could do. But him not coming out the game kind of threw their momentum off. We was able to beat them. Then we wound up beating Riverside as well. And then we had lost like in the Nationals. You know who else is underrated? Anthony Juice Joseph. Yo, Scooter. If it was anything close to Michael Jordan back in those days, and I'm not exaggerating, like him and Mark Brown played with Coach Ray Haskins at Fez Academy. It was like, what do you call those schools? There's like the pathway schools. They played with us in the AAU. When we go play against them All-Americans and big-time players, they would kill these dudes. But nobody knew who they were. They wound up going to Shore University.
Wow. That's going to happen. Well, I don't mean to cut you off. That's going to be the situation in New York City today. When these platforms start taking all our top players, it's going to be some kids like that nobody going to know about. And it's going to be sad. You know, it's going to be sad. Scooter, I got to congratulate you, on the job you did because obviously to get a kid to sign a scholarship at New York City today is, it's a hard feat right now. So, but I know it don't just happen with just, one parent or don't happen with just one coach. I know it's a village, but I salute you for doing what you're doing, not only with your son but with the community.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Definitely.
Yo, Scooter, how do you escape the bad advice crew, bro? Like, bro, Tiny talks about this all the time, and we just use it on the show. And even when we're sitting with my guys, we talk on the phone, we bring that up, right? How did you avoid that, knowing that, you raising one of the best players in the country, and you outside, and I know you getting all kind of people talking in your ear. How did you avoid blocking out some of the noise?
Because I always felt that I had all the answers, right? This what I felt. I'm being honest with you. I always felt I had all the answers, right? And I always told myself, Mel is my son, so I'm gonna have to deal with him if he make it or if he don't make it. So I'm gonna do it my way. So if things don't work out, I'm gonna sleep good at night. You know what I'm saying? Now, did I have support? I knew who to listen to. Like, your gut tell you who really care about you. You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't have yes men around me. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have yes men around me because I'm the most realist to both of my sons more than anybody. Like a lot of people, they see me on Instagram, they see me making comments about games, certain kids. I do Mel dirty at the games. You know what I'm saying, Tiny? I do him dirty after games. Like, you know what I'm saying? And when I say dirty, I just be real with him because I won't be able to sleep right if I don't be real with him. You know what I'm saying? I let him know, listen, you should have did this. Oh, this kid's better than you. No, I just be real with him. You know what I'm saying? But escaping the bad advice crew, we from the street too. All of us from the street. You know what I'm saying? So you know who's for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have a conversation with somebody, and then you'll get off the phone with him, and he could tell you everything you want to hear in the world. But once you get off that phone, you be like, nah. You know what I'm saying?
So my thing is this: if you have a child or you have someone that's into this sports business, you have to really do your own homework. You can't allow someone to either one speak for you, learn from you, hold your hand. You really got to do your own homework because it's easy to be persuaded or manipulated to do something. I'll give you an example, right? And I know people probably speaking about this. When I did a LWA situation, right? And these kids transferred in from other schools, and these kids, left their schools and their friends and the situation to do something different, right? I promised just about everyone that did that I'm gonna see it through. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to see you through. You're going to have a resource, so you need to make it to the next level and beyond. And it's not just for me, it's not just a basketball relationship. It's not, because I think I bring a lot of resources. And I think I'm a student of the game. So, but a lot of people look at it or look at people like us and they try to mimic it without doing their schoolwork, their research. And that's what I call someone that's a person that gives you bad advice. You can't give somebody advice on anything that you didn't not master, but at least research it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we was also discussing the Jada situation, right? Good for the city, bad for the city. Ultimately, good for him, right? Ultimately, good for him. When you heard about that situation, what was your thoughts? Like, I know we all heard the rumbles in the summertime, right? But he stayed, and we thought he was locked in. But when that news came out, what was your thoughts?
You know what's crazy, right? Right. It always say Mel, Jada. It'd be, you'll throw somebody else in there, the top kids in there, and they think that parents don't get along and all that. Which some of them don't. I'm cool with like all the parents, especially when your kid is just good. Because I want to see all the kids make it. But a lot of people don't know. Me and Jada father, we've been speaking for the last 2 or 3 months, heavy. So I already knew, right? And I told him, I'm gonna be real with you. I told him, I said, listen, I think your son should go to another school, right? And not because Jefferson's not good. They doing it great. They had Shamari Pons, they had Connor, they had Jada, whatever. They doing a great job. But I'm doing a great job. But if you want a kid, this is me coaching too. So if I had a player like Jada, I'm gonna say you did what you had to do for the city and for the school already. You 6'4". You one of the biggest kids in the whole public school. You're playing like center power forward, but you really a guard. Go somewhere where you're gonna get ready for college. You're not gonna get ready for college playing PSA ball. You're not. So I told us that. I said, listen, you should send Jada to another school, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to see him succeed, right? So for a prime example, did he have a good EYBL? No. Did he have good camps? No, right? Now, I'm gonna say this. I told people he wasn't, right? Before he went to the camps and before he went to EYBL, right? Because I heard the promises that they was gonna do, right? And I said, the coaches will tell you too. Y'all setting that boy up to fail, man. And I'm saying it on live. So the coaches are Jada and Farber. They can't say that I'm lying because I'm saying it on live, right? Now, if Jada, like, this is me personally. It's a whole lot. It's a whole because Jada is one of the top players in the country by far. Like with no debate, he could play and compete against anybody in the country. To me, he's like top 40, top 50. By far. And I think he's gonna be a better college player than he is gonna be a high school player. Because they're gonna teach him basketball in college. Even if he go to Hofstra or if he don't. But if he stay with Speedy, Speedy's gonna teach him how to play. And I'm not saying Bud didn't teach him how to play basketball. I'm saying it's only but so much he would learn playing in public school because he's so big and athletic. He could score 70 on these kids.
Let me I want to add to that, Scooter, because I had a chance of coaching kids that went to the NBA, right? But there's nothing that I did in practice during the game that can substitute or get them ready for the NBA. It's a different level. So me as a coach that won a couple of championships and had a couple of McDonald Americans, I still can't say what they did in my practice prepared them for the next level. So I don't think no high school coach can really prepare you for the next level because there's so many different things that happens on the next level. So I don't think it's a hit on anyone if a kid got to go to a situation to make themselves better. Antonio Pena played for me for 3 years. Left me his senior year, went to a prep school. Antonio Pena would have been the first 4-year champion if he'd have stayed. We lost him in the garden that year, and we probably was missing him. So I didn't lose a friendship with his father or his mother. It wasn't no bad blood. Somebody thought that he had to leave, and he left. Was I upset? Totally upset. Truly upset. You know what I mean? But we are not the gatekeepers, bro. We're just coaches. We're just a step in their life. And I think that sometimes, you know, when you have certain parents or certain situations, you know, it's better to just let people to make their own decisions. So, I mean, I feel for the coaches that have to go through that, but that's life.
Yeah.
You know, it's life.
Definitely.
So what do we say to like these up and coming New York City kids? We talked the other day and you was like, yo, these two kids at this certain school, they might not be there this senior year. And I'm like, why do you say that? And you was like, yo, the money's out there to get them.
Yeah, I mean, look what Khalid Green did this year. He did an amazing job recruiting a bunch of players by showing some money in their face. And you can't hit on that, you know? I mean, Like, what can I say if somebody say, "Yo, I got 100,000 for you to go play high school basketball"? I don't give. I don't care what you think I was as a basketball coach, an X and O guy, or what juice I might have. I can't put $100,000 in everybody's pocket, for playing basketball. So the reason why I say that, Pooh, is because the money is out there. The money is out there, and when our talent start to be amplified, when people start talking about our kids like Ajada, then that's just going to that's going to happen. People going to start recruiting them.
What else do you think we could do in New York City to keep kids here? I know you mentioned something earlier about what the Catholic schools should do, how the public schools is so far behind and their rules don't allow them to keep a lot of kids there if somebody want them. Do you think money is the bottom line? Like they gotta have the money to combat those situations?
Well, I mean, I don't know if Scooter want to try to attack that situation, but
What do you think, Scooter? What do you think from your know-how and all the places and the people who you talk to? Do you think New York have a chance to keep some of their high talented top tier players?
Nah, they don't got a chance no more because they're giving out money now. Look. I wanted my son to stay at Hayes. I wanted to see my son do 4 years at Hayes, right? The chairman and all that, Mel City, that's cute for him. You know what I'm saying? That's cute for him. You know what I mean? Look, Bashy ain't going nowhere, right? But when his money is involved, and now it's so many sponsors, there's so many different NILs, right? And these sites they blow you up they did a great job with Jada and Connor, man. They did a great job with them. You know what I'm saying? So if you see, because I'm watching now, I'm like, hold on, this kid is sophomore. He ain't gonna be there. He ain't gonna be. And then you gotta realize you got when Bastion was playing, whatever, right? It was 1 or 2 sophomores, whatever, that was dominating. Now you got kids, you got sophomores, they taking over New York City. You know why? Because New York City, to me, besides Stepinac, Luha, right? And you would say Jelly fan because they prep school.
Yeah.
But the rest is like watching JV basketball.
Wow.
That's too hard. Yeah. I wish I had a whistle. I'd hit the whistle too.
Yo, hold on.
That's too hard.
Scooter, listen, I'm going to let you speak your piece, right? Whoa.
That was out of bounds. I remember I was doing out of bounds during COVID.
I'm just
out of bounds.
No. Can I say something?
Go ahead, bro. That's why we brought you up here so you can speak your mind.
And look, I don't know how that's too hard, right? And listen, I'm gonna tell you why. Listen, because look at a couple of New York teams just went out of town, right? St. Raymond's lost by 40.
They did.
See that?
They did. Yeah, they did.
See, look.
Yeah.
St. Raymond's it went out of town, lost by 40, right?
In Texas,
right? And I'm not taking nothing away from Stepinac. Me and Pat, that's my dude. We talk every day. I got Stepinac winning it again, right? They lost to 2 nationally ranked teams, right? Convincingly. And that's our top team from on public school and Catholic school. And mind you, they played Paul is 6 yesterday, right?
Yep.
And Paul is 6. If you watching the game, y'all know the game. They had one dominant player, right? And
that's a fact.
And listen,
Jordan Smith.
And Jordan Smith, you know what he's really known for?
Defense. Yes. Defense. So, I mean, I can kind of know what I'm thinking about this. So you telling me Stepinac loses to 2 big-time programs out of town, right? And then they come and beat the quote-unquote supposed to be top PSL team by 30, So that means the PSL bottom team could possibly lose by 50. So when students said it's like JV team, it kind of makes. I mean, numbers don't lie.
Listen, first of all, he gave you the truth in your face. He kind of smacked you in your face.
Yeah.
But then he gave you the data to back it up.
Yeah.
Like, here's the data. You can't hate on that.
Nah.
And
yo, bro, I was gonna say like, yo, and some of the same things you just said, but you brought it up. I was like, yeah, that's true. I'm reading the scores.
So, Pooh, the only way we can continue to have solid programs in New York City, we have to demand that some of these shoe companies, if you want to come in New York City, you have to put us on the same platform as the country. If you want to come in here during the wintertime, the summertime, springtime, you have to put 1 hour or 2 hour programs on that platform. That's the only way I see it. We can't depend on Lehigh and Jellyfam and Stepinac. That's only 3 schools. We have millions of people in New York City. That's not enough. So it got to be some way that these shoe companies that's involved with these platforms to put a couple of New York City teams on the platform. Look at book. Look at Book School, right? Book School is now an outlet for New York City players. That's in DC, Virginia area. If they can do it there, why we can't do it over here?
Scooter, you was gonna say something?
Oh, I was saying that we would be able to compete, but the money, once like this what happens. I'm telling you, you will see a kid, right? I was watching that kid. I'm gonna tell you who looked real good to me, and I didn't watch him in person, but I saw some highlights. It's two kids that I saw that stood out to me. 3. The three guards from Christ the King. Johnny, the sophomore is Sky,
Swagoo and Aaron.
And Aaron.
Look, no knock to Judah, but once he left, it just seemed like they got a whole lot better.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm scared. I am scared to give my opinion on the kids that I see that I think that's gonna be good. Because I don't want to put a sign on that school and people will go out there and start recruiting those kids. It's sad I'm saying this. But I have seen a couple of kids even today. I've seen some freshmen, some sophomores that I said, wow. And I don't want to put shine to those kids because I think when I say something, people might think I know something. And they might just go and snatch
and
those kids.
And I don't want to say Judah was the problem, so I don't want to say that. I want to make sure I'm not saying that. I just said once he left, those kids had freedom to be who they really are.
You look at, you didn't say nothing. For a prime example, Mel got hurt this year, right? On Jellyfin. This is my son. We talking real basketball. Other kids flourished. The kid Chucky, he flourished. So certain kids take away from other kids flourishing. That's all you saying. Other kids just flourish. The truth is the truth. But I think them kids' upsides, that kid Scott upside is tremendous, and the other kid, Aaron, upside is tremendous. And Johnny always been good, but Johnny, he got stronger and his confidence grew. So Johnny's looking real, and Billy doing a good job over there too, because Bevan gonna be real good.
Devin Bay, yes, definitely one of my favorites. Like that kid.
Oh, Tiny, I gotta ask you something. What you think about Marbury leaving, man?
Leaving where?
Lincoln.
You got me on the spot right now. I just wish I was coaching. I'm gonna tell it like that. I wish I was coaching. I think he had to leave if he wanted to play at a higher level. I'm not saying Canarsie is higher than Lincoln. Canarsie might have a better team this year. I just think that, if he wants to be, if he didn't want to be the tallest dude on his team or the guy that's taking all the shots,
So what
then
I'm
yeah,
saying, hey, yo, you hear what I'm saying? So who did that sound like? That sound like Jada at Jets.
oh, I didn't say that part.
I'm just
Yo,
saying.
but it's crazy. That is the truth. I'm gonna be honest. My guy went to go see Lincoln play. He don't even watch basketball like that. He was like, yo, Pool, it's a bunch of little kids on the court.
Without this JV.
That's crazy.
And mind you, I'm still gonna go if they look like they're in elementary. You know why? Because I'm going to support them kids, and them kids have futures too. Just because you look like JV today don't mean you're gonna look like. And I'm not talking about skill set. I'm talking about the height and the coaching. Right? I'm gonna say this too. And I never coached, but I've been around a lot of basketball. Right? So I know what it looked like and what it's supposed to look like. The coaching is terrible.
Jesus.
This is out of bounds, bro.
Hey,
This is out of bounds.
listen. Let me tell you something. The one thing I know about school, he gonna tell the truth. He gonna speak how he gonna speak. Right?
I didn't know. I didn't know that.
And then he gonna give you the proof to back it up. You know what I'm saying? Like you saying you're not a coach, but when I see you in the gym, volunteering, helping out those kids at Eagle Academy in Harlem, and what y'all doing with that program, like I'm inspired, and that's the reason why I go out to these schools. We know there's gonna be that one or two players that may really have the chance to go to the next level, and we'll highlight them, right? Probably make them a little bit bigger than what they are because we want them to succeed. But we also gotta go up and show up for those other kids, right? Because it means something to them, right? So now having this brand and walking into a gym and the kid going, yo, basketball's here, right? Basketball head's here. He not just at the 4A schools. He at the 3A schools, the 2A schools, the 1A schools, and showing everybody's love. Because you're right. They all need a chance, even if it's give them confidence. Because some of the kids going to be police officers, doctors, lawyers, firemen, whatever it is, and they're not going to forget that.
Teachers.
That's a fact. A lot of teachers. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. So I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you opened up that conversation because at the end of the day, the goal is not to go to the NBA. You know, the basketball is not meant for us to all go to the NBA. Or football not go to the NFL. It's meant for us to have structure in life and a goal. You know, with that structure and your goal, then you can attain some of your dreams. You know? So I don't want people to think that we over here and it's all about sports and it's all about basketball and it's all about, these schools, and that's not what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about to keep the structure. And in a city like New York City, we need sports. Without sports, it will be it will be a lot of people doing the other things or the wrong things. So that's how important basketball is. That's why I feel that the powers of the sport, even the agencies.
Yo, Tiny, your phone, can't hear you.
Around.
There you go.
It's a lot of money.
I can hear you.
There's a lot of money being passed around with with NIL. Then we should have businesses in New York City give back and make sure we can keep the kid like Jada to stay home. If it's a money problem, if it's a money thing. If it's only a money thing, it's not a coaching thing. It's not a school thing. Then we should definitely get people to help us.
Yo, they said Buttermilk said sneaker lobbyists needed, right? And for those people who know what a lobby is, it's a professional who tries to influence government officials like lawmakers to support specific policies or legislation for their clients. I don't think there are any sneaker lobbyists.
Nah, it's just a bunch of people getting paid off of bad basketball. And that's what's going on in New York City right now. And
So he reiterated what I said. It's bad coaching, Tiny. You know that. That's like, for example, when we played against y'all in New York versus New York, you know what I said to myself? When it was 26 up and going into the fourth?
Yeah.
I said it was fun while it lasted. You had you on the sideline, Kenny sat on the sideline, and I'm not taking nothing away from because C. Will did a great job. But it's hard to beat coaching. And no player won that game. They won that from coaching.
I'm
listening.
I agree, but one thing about me, I'm a realist, and sometimes coaches can't coach. Meaning that coaches, it's a fine line between overcoaching and allowing talent to play. So in New York, I'm not gonna sit here and say I did a great job coaching. I think I did a great job allowing the talent to play.
Tiny, stop it. That's part of coaching. Yeah. That's part of coaching. Stop it. That's part of coaching. Because we know, we sit there and we watch coaches overcoach their teams to lose. Because they coaching too damn much.
Facts.
They coaching every play. Every play they're coaching. Every play. Every time that ball move, they coaching each player. And it don't stop. We watch it, Tiny, and we go, yo, you see he just overcoached the way out of the game? We see it. And they think they doing something.
Yeah. Listen, me personally as a coach, I can't knock what the coach is doing unless I go to their practice. Because what you're doing while the game is being played, you're still dealing with children and kids. And sometimes kids forget what was taught. So
this motherfucker won't be Mr. Political. I'm at the preseason runs. I'm in the practices. You can't pull that shit on me. Come on, man. Yeah.
Yo, Pooh, I know what's going on with Tiny. He about to sign a big deal somewhere out there. And he's keeping everything political.
That's a fact. Yo, I don't want to get to the coaches and blah, blah, blah. Nobody want to hear that, bro. It is what it is. We're not calling out anybody by name.
Nah.
But we know what we see. All three of us are out there. Now, yo, we got this segment, Tiny. You know, I tell Tiny, yo, pull up to this game, right? Called Tiny Morton's Point of View, right? And sooner or later, I'm going to get him out of it because he wants to be so political. Yo, give Tiny Morton's point of view. You're not disrespecting anyone. Right. Give what you see, right? I know it's professional and you're trying to stay in this box, but sooner or later, it's gonna get corny. Is the people because it's gonna start seem like the same thing, right? You going to these games now, you got a lot of time, your mind is clear from a lot of things except the stuff that you're working on, and you could go to these games and go, damn, okay. Coaching clinics are definitely needed. You know, we sending these kids to camps. We need to start something with these coaches. Coaches need to get out of your egos because if we bring y'all together, y'all can learn from each other. Then we can figure out something that the good coaches are doing compared with the bad coaches are not.
Agree. So you know what? Let me say this. I've been to a lot of games. I've been to a few games. And the one thing that I see that's really missing is, one, defense is not really being stressed the way it was stressed when I was a new coach. I watched Mo Hicks. I watched Larry Majors. I watched teams that played hard defense. I watched teams that if you didn't play hard defense, you got subbed. I watched teams that if you're not watching if you're watching the ball only, you're not watching your man, you're getting back door, you got subbed. So while I'm watching these games, I kind of forget that I'm not supposed to be watching it as a coach. But I constantly do that. And when it's time to talk to you, I want to say things that might trigger a coach, but I can't say it because it's supposed to be about the kids. But there's a lot of flaws, a lot of coaching. But as a coach, I know it's easy to coach on the sideline. So I do see more than they see while they're coaching. So my thing is,
This is why it's called Tiny's point of view.
but this is, but so this is my thing now. So I think I was a very good assistant coach when I had a chance to be that. I was assistant coach at South Shore for a couple of minutes. I was assistant coach at the Patrick School. You know, I was assistant coach at Seton Hall. So I'm watching assistant coaches as well, and I'm seeing what they doing and seeing what they're not doing and what they say and what they're not saying. So it's not that it's hard to stand up and make all the right decisions, but your assistant coaches are not as active as they probably should be. You know, and that's my advice to a lot of teams that I watch. The assistant coaches, if they're active in practice, they should be active in the game. You can't be quiet in practice and loud in the game. You can't be loud in practice and quiet in the game. It doesn't make sense to me. You know.
Yeah, I'm at your school. With that said, with saying that, I'm gonna show up to some games with you as well, and then we're gonna do Scooter's point of view as well. Nah. But I get what you're saying. The reality is, right? What we're saying is we're not knocking because we're still here support New York. We wanted to get better. We wanted to get better. We wanted our kids to be able to have a chance to play D1, D2, D3. And a lot of times, too, because it's a lot of colleges in New York. A lot of D3 schools in New York. I don't know about, you got some D2 schools upstate, right? And I think kids be so delusional with saying, if I don't go Division I, I'm going to quit basketball and become a gang member. Right?
You know, I'm glad you said that because I recently reached out to a couple of Division II schools, and I wanted them to hear my voice and hear my opinion on the talent that we got, and I want them to start coming in here and actively recruiting these kids because, you know, even if the Division I's miss a boat, you know, there's some Division IIs that can definitely use our kids' services.
He said, Better Milk said, Netflix, Amazon can sponsor our New York City teams. They need to give back the movie industry. Said we need to get an NBA sponsor your team to come to a game and talk to the players, get NBA players to sponsor. And also, said Scooter, would you coach Lincoln High School if you had the opportunity?
Absolutely. Listen, I would coach any school, right? Because I know how to teach. And that's what I'm there for. I'm not there. I'm coming to the school. We're gonna win 30 games and all that. I can't win games if I'm not developing and I'm not teaching. So that's my thing. I want to develop and I want to teach. So I would coach any and like, for example, when Harlem Eagle, they brought me on, right?
Yeah.
They brought me on for me to recruit kids, right? So then after that, Coach CD and Coach Meld up and Coach M, they said, you know what? What you think about? And mind you, my school Eagle, they never had a JV. They said, what you think about coach getting a JV and coaching them? I'm like, bet, right? I'm like, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to challenge myself. So long story short, I had the top kids. They was 8th graders playing JV. Bryce that go to Hayes.
Wow.
Right? I had Bryce that go to Hayes. He was an 8th grade playing JV. I had SJ. I had a couple of kids. Don't you know, I never even started Bryce. I started Bryce like 20 games later.
Wow.
And me and Bryce, we used to have words, right? Not words like "Coach, I hate you" and all that. Like, you know, kids have attitude. My son got one of the biggest attitudes too, right?
Right.
So I taught Bryce. Listen, Bryce. So I said, that's my exact words. I said, Bryce, I mind you. I mind you bumping heads with me, right? But I'm really concerned. I'm really more concerned with you bumping heads with your high school coach or your college coach. So let me help you. Let me lead you. So I say that to say this. I started coaching JV at Harlem Eagle, and it was mostly eighth graders, and we won a championship.
I remember that year. You just hit me up with the stuff. Was congratulating you
Yeah,
guys.
so
Yeah.
I would coach. I coach Harlem Eagle. I coach Lincoln. I coach anybody because I get it. I
And you
love
was
the
doing that
kids.
with eighth graders?
Eighth graders.
Wow.
SJ that go to Mount St. Michael's.
Yeah.
Bryce go to Hayes. I had Joel. He go to Hayes now. I had the only one that wasn't in eighth grade. That's Craig. Craig go to he go to Clinton right now. He's doing pretty good over there too. But yeah, I would coach it, man. My thing, and let me rephrase this, right? Because I don't want people watching this and then they narrative be something different. When I said, first and foremost, I'm from New York. My son from New York. I love New York basketball. That's my me time. Is going to watch these kids play in the summertime. That's how I hang out, right? But what I'm saying is, if you look at our level of basketball right now, because you know a lot of the kids they leave, they go to different schools. So if they stay all 4 years, then we probably could compete on a national level.
Yeah.
It might look like a varsity game when you go watch it. If all the kids stay at their one school, right? But what's happening is, like Tiny said, the money's involved. So now it don't look like that. So now it leads it to what it looked like. It looked like JV, and on top of it looking like JV, we have bad coaching. And guess what? It's not the coach's fault sometimes, right? Because they don't know. But it becomes their fault when they think they know.
They don't know that they don't know.
Right. But it becomes their fault when they think they know.
Yo, I was down the top 100 camp for a whole week. And you know me, Scooter. If I'm somewhere, I'm filming. Yo, bro, I did not tape one game. I was around all the college coaches and pro scouts, just soaking up game. Like, what are they looking for? Like, who are they eyeing? Why are they watching him? Right? And I was like, oh, different mindset. They're watching kids. You know, I'm watching kids who's scoring 40 points. They not even paying attention to that kid. They're like, we got a score already. But what about this kid? This kid body frame, his mass, the way his arms are. And I'm going, the measurables, right? The guards. How they making everybody better? Can they play defense? Like, what's their upside? Can they get stronger? And I'm going, damn, all the shit that we looking for is not what they looking for. See, we think we know. And I made one video. I said, yo, I got one message from New York. We got to get it together.
Hello.
Because it opened my eyes.
Yep.
The bodies, right? I was looking at Nazir Anderson, 10th grade. He look like a grown man.
Diesel.
Down there dogging guys like, woo-hoo. It was a different animal.
Yep.
So we're saying that this is why I said, you know what? My approach gonna be so differently this year.
Yep.
My approach gonna be so differently this year. And we're gonna keep having these conversations. We're gonna keep these conversations open. Because if you don't have these conversations, you know, you just a dog chasing your tail.
Yep.
And we don't want to do that. Keep repeating the same things.
And a lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people is learning from these interviews and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because watch when it's over, you're gonna get a DM. Joe, I love that. Boom, boom. And that's why I'm here. Cause I totally forget, because I'm so used to looking on the City of God's page, but you hit me on the Scooter page.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, then I look, Coach M said, yo, you gonna be on Basketball Heads? I said, oh shit, I forgot. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but I like having, and then like I said, like we were saying, I learned a lot from guys like you, guys like Tiny.
Appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you giving back. You, Real Scouts, it's a bunch of dudes, man, in New York City that's keeping New York City alive. Because if it Dave Joint, but if it wasn't for guys like y'all, who would care about us? That's why I do what I do. But I'm saying y'all taking it to another level. So who would care about us if it wasn't for y'all? You know what I'm saying? That's why I made it my business. Like I was actually laying down when I saw the thing. I said, "Oh, I forgot." I got up, threw my hat on. You know, I got to throw the hat on and all that because I you do so much for the city. You know what I'm saying, you've been so good to me and my son, man. You Tiny been so good to me. Like all the interviews I hear with Tiny speak, they ask him about Mel. He say nothing. He said the truth. I'm not gonna say he said the good things. He said the truth.
The truth. That's right.
So I respect the truth more than anything. You know what I'm saying? But we like
But
you said.
I'll listen. The only one thing I would say, Mel probably gonna get a laugh out of this. When he got injured, and I kind of noticed he didn't want everybody else to know he was injured. So when I did the preseason runs, I took that part out.
Yeah. He man. But no, what's so crazy?
I just at the I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
like right now, and we don't need the world to know. We don't want college coach or future college coach to be like, damn, it's a nagging. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, it's so crazy, right, Pooh? Like I got people DMing me, texting me. They like, yo, they say all kind of stuff when it comes to Mel. You know what they saying now? They saying that St. Louis is paying me to keep Mel out. I'm like, what? I said, man, nah, man. I said, listen, man, we love basketball too much, man. And the St. Louis coach, they call us every day and check up on Mel and make sure Mel is all right, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but why? And you're not gonna rush him back. Like we know
nah,
that. Come on, bro.
nah, man, nah. Like he and Coach Pete and like I said, it opened up different opportunities for different kids. Like the kid Chucky, like he was like this much from really having success and really blew up. So just so happened Mel got hurt this year. So God worked in different ways for different kids. Things happen for kids. Like Mel not the only one praying. Chucky was praying too.
That's a fact. That's
You know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying?
Yeah.
He was praying too. He had a breakout year. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm saying Mel gonna have a breakout year, probably be in college. And that's another thing, right? Not to jump off topic. I tell dudes like this.
Mm-hmm.
I tell dudes like this. Like Mel went to St. Louis. They're like, yo, St. Louis. No, let me rewind it. We went to St. Louis, right? We went to St. Louis practice, right? So I'm watching like the first 2 minutes. I'm like, oh yeah, Mel gonna get a lot of minutes here, right? It's like soon I said that, them dudes turned up. Them dudes is big. And I'm watching. This is real basketball. This is not playing, you know what I'm talking about? This ain't high school and all that. Like, I'm like, listen, no, my son needs work. And I told the coach too. The coach told me, he said, we at the meeting. He said, Mr. Thomas, he said, you the first parent that never asked me how many minutes I think my son gonna get here. I said, because you could tell me anything what he gonna get, right? But I said, but now when he get here, if he don't earn that, then that's not your fault as a coach. That's his fault. You know what I'm saying? Like my son got, and I told people like that, I said, just because they said mid-major, that don't mean that Mel's gonna go out there and play 20 minutes a night. Do you know what's going on in college basketball right now?
A lot of them never even experienced playing college basketball.
Man, them kids is 23, and they get NIL. So you think a dude that's a junior is gonna let Jamel Thomas, 170 pounds from New York City? They got some of them probably got kids.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know, but I'm just happy. I'm like Tiny said, man. Tiny said it too. Tiny said people don't. He said, you know how hard it is to get a Division I scholarship now, especially from New York City.
Tough.
That's like going to the NBA.
That's a fact.
Just think about it. Think about all the kids in New York City, right? That's playing basketball and have been playing basketball since they was in 3rd grade. How many of them is leaving from high school with a Division I scholarship straight out of high school, right? And I'm not discrediting that. I'm just because everybody got their own path. But I'm just telling you, this is how real it is now.
It's only 10. It's only 10.
It's only 10. And out those 10, it might be 2 of them, right? That might get some good minutes. And guess what? And it might not be the 2 that we think is going to be.
There's kids right now that's playing college basketball. You know, listen, it's tough. We my guys that part of my team, run Brevo Basketball League. Salute to my guy Trey and Nate. They flew out to Michigan because Mike Boyk, all of them grew up together, right? And then our young boy, Chris Jeffries, plays for Villanova. So they went out there to see Chris Jeffries, you know. It's like, yo, he's still working on getting his time. You know what I'm saying? And the good thing is, he wasn't on there pouting, right? You ain't see him with frown on his face. He's taking his lumps like, my time gonna come.
Yep.
And Chris Jeffries was MVP down in Maryland.
Word.
For that whole league. So we can go on and, you know, name a whole bunch of names, but I want to salute to my guy Chris Jeffries because we so proud of him doing this thing down there in Villanova, man. So his time gonna come, just like a lot of others out there throughout the country. But you know, Nigel James and Marquette is doing well, right? Preston from Hofstra doing well, right? You got some guys who are doing well, who are putting on. And sooner or later, we'll hear all these names. NCAA tournament come, we'll hear more names. Next year, we'll hear more names.
And shout out to Todd Turner. She's leading the nation to assist the turnover ratio.
Look at that, Todd
and nobody thought Todd was gonna do that.
Hold on, say that again. That's a fact.
And you know what's so crazy? I told my wife and I told Mel this, right? I said, and this is before he was getting off that bench. And Billy will tell you, I'm gonna lie, so you know I ain't gonna lie. I don't like lying, right?
That's a fact.
When Ty wasn't playing, I used to text Billy, I text Ty. But listen, hold your head. But I should tell my wife, I should tell Mel. I said, Ty's gonna have an amazing college career. Know why? First and foremost, he listened, right? He played hard, and he's a coach's son. You know what I'm saying? But I knew. I said, I was Billy to tell you. I said, always like, listen, yo, Ty, because you know, I hate to see the kids, especially that I watch grow up, and I know how much they love basketball. I just hate to see them on the bench. Even if I know their time gonna come, I know how they feel.
Yes.
Because that's like me watching my son. You know what I mean? It's a process. But I'm gonna stray away from what you're saying. Oh, know who we forgetting too? Caden Mingo. That's a bad boy.
Oh man, he gonna win Rookie of the Year. Listen, and listen, I'm gonna let y'all know this. I'm gonna let y'all know now. New York City kids don't go out there and do well in the Big Ten.
Word.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like you can look at the history of the New York players that go and succeed in the Big Ten. Like it's not an easy league.
Nope.
All them boys corn eating. Dizu, the game is played differently out in the Big Ten. Those are all football schools. He out there doing his thing. Yeah, that's a fact, Scooter.
So I'm like, and I watch all these kids, man, grow up. That's why I'm so cool with all these kids like Darius A. Cup. I'm gonna tell you a story about him, right? Not this straight from what we talking about.
No, so good, yeah.
But Darius A. Cuff, first time Mel played against him was in third grade. It was Mel, Caden Mingo, Chidi. They was on Renz. So we played against A. Cuff as far as coaching them. And Mel was second in the country. A. Cuff and they was third. Long story short, A. Cuff and then won. I'm like, damn, I said, that's a bad little boy right there. This third grade. So they got A. Cuff ranked in the country on coast to coast, like top 10 or whatever, right? So A. Cuff father coached the team from third grade to fifth grade. So then he stopped coaching, and A. Cuff wasn't playing on like MIT and all that stuff like that because in Detroit, they wasn't just doing, his father ain't do it, but his father always kept him in the gym. His father and he was one of the best players too in college basketball. But long story short, when he took him off the radar, coast to coast, they didn't rank him no more, right? So now they got these other dudes ranked, boom, boom. So A. Cuff father used to call me. He's like, yo, man, how they doing that to my son, man? I said, yo, he'll tell you. I'm like, yo, bro, stop worrying. I said, yo, your son is, he's tell you, I said, your son is a pro.
Wow.
I told him that on text, and I told him that on the phone. And he'll tell you. He like, yo, man, I like, yo, listen, chill, don't panic, man, right? So now A-Cuff plays public school. It's 9th grade year. You know, they got some film on him doing this little thing. Now he goes and play EYBL. I think he plays 16s with the family he pits on. A lot of people don't know his. I forgot who his breakout game was against, but I said that to say this. When they saw that boy on EYBL, he took off from there, man. You know what I'm saying? But I got so many good relationships with all these dudes, man, and their parents, man. Because I watched them since they was young, man. Like, and I taped them. I was posting them. Like, I was posting them just because I'm like, even with Anderson, I got DMs with Anderson. When Anderson was in 6th grade, 7th grade, yo, can I come work out with you on Magic Mel? That's how Anderson used to be talking.
Right.
You know, all the kids look up to Mel, you know?
That's a
Yo,
fact.
can I come work out with you on Magic Mel? Boom. I want to see all these kids, man, win, man. Not even, and I always tell people, I say, yo, if a kid is better than my son, man, I'm happy. Listen, I didn't post kids play against Mel and get the best of Mel, and I still post them, man, because I want to see all these kids win, man. If you don't want to see these kids win, man, you shouldn't be involved in none of this. And I'm a parent, so some people say it's kind of hard because what I do, and I'm a parent too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, it's not hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, man, we rather see these kids playing basketball. And like Tiny said, it's bigger than just basketball. You want these kids to grow up to be young men. So you got to, basketball, it's like you said, teach structure. It teaches these kids how to become better parents, better husbands, and being responsible. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know. I go see a lot of kids that play basketball that's locked up now. I don't pit it on Instagram, but I go see these kids, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these parents, they hit me up like, yo, my son locked up. He be asking about you and Mel, like, oh, can you go see him? And I go see them, man. Like, this is bigger than basketball. That's why, so when I say New York City basketball is JV, I'm not discrediting these kids. I love New York City basketball, so I don't want nobody to, yo, Scooter said this. No, Scooter's going to be at all these games that I could go to because I work now, so I try to still go as much stuff for that. I mean, games that I could go to. You know what I'm saying? But I want the best, man, for all these kids, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like Tiny was saying too, I think you said it. One of y'all said it. These coaches need some camps too, man.
Yeah, it definitely needs some coaches clinic. Coach Julius Allen, they're coming out. He got a concept, where they're gonna have some of the older coaches mentor the younger coaches, like the more experienced coaches.
Dave Jones, and that's another thing.
That's
not to cut you off. When Tiny said, I think you were saying, how do I keep the circle away from me? Like
we're talking about how do I keep the bad advice crew away from you.
When I grew up playing basketball, my legends. First, my legends, but not my legends, but the people that was Kareem Reed, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't even Marbury. It was Kareem Reed. It was Shandu McNeil. It was Curry Thompson, right? But now when we say coaches, it was Dave Jones. It was Dave McCullough. It was Fred Neal. So when I came, and these is coaches that used to, the hardest players they used to critique and get on was their best players.
That's a fact.
I told Mel, Mel, I watch you when the coach yell at you, how you pout and how you mope. I said, Mel, I used to pray that Dave Jones yell at me. You heard, Pooh? I used to pray that Thurm coached me too. I used to pray that they yell at me.
Wow. You had all of them, fam.
I had all of them. And they'll tell you, like they used to come get me. They used to come, like, I just got caught up in the streets at a young age.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, I used to pray. Man, so I kept them away because I knew what it looked like. I knew what it took. You know what I'm saying? So when I came home and I saw these coaches coaching and trying to give Mel advice and trying to even train my son, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's not it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I said that wasn't it. So that's how I kept them away, man. But like you said, we should get some clinics, man, for these coaches. That's to be the number one thing for these coaches, man.
Nah, man, this has been powerful, man. This has been powerful, man. I just have a couple more questions. I'm gonna get you out of here, man.
Okay.
Like, what age do you think that parents should be allowing their kids to play AAU on the AAU circuit?
All right.
Realistically.
This is how I'm gonna answer this question. If I could do it all over, right, with Mel, I wouldn't chase AAU. I won't chase the tournaments. I won't chase the rankings. I won't chase the camps. What I would do is, right, I would keep Mel home. We'd train and we'd play up 2 grades up. We'd play. And it won't have to be the best tournaments in New York City either. So I say, if I had a young kid that was 7 years old, 8 years old, I'm staying away from AAU basketball until my kid is probably a freshman in high school, man. I'm gonna be real with you, man, because if you look at all these kids now that Mel grew up playing basketball, no, if you look at all the top kids now,
Yeah.
and Mel class, you never heard of them 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th. You never heard of them.
That's a fact.
So what was they parents doing? Where was they playing at? But now you look at all the kids that Mel grew up, that was the top kids from 3rd grade to 7th, 8th grade. They either ranked or they not ranked. So just me personally, don't get caught up in that, the AAU stuff, because they gonna come get you. And they gonna come get you when it's the right time. All right, so I'm gonna use this for example. You'll look at the Ron Rippey, you look at Mel, right? The path Mel took, right? Mel got rewarded for it. We're gonna say that. Mel got rewarded for it. I got rewarded for it. Right? All Mel rewards that he got rewarded for. You follow me, right?
Yeah.
It don't compare to the Ron Rippey freshman year reward. You feel what I'm saying?
I got you.
So when it's that time, they gonna come get you. So you don't have to chase. You don't have to trade. I'm gonna use instant gratification. You don't have to chase that now, because you want to have that gratification when the time count. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the parents don't get caught up, man, with that Instagram stuff, because they'll build you up. Them same people, they'll build you up, and people say they'll use you. No, they're not using you. Your kid was just good at that time, and they was putting you on a platform because you was conducive for them. And at the
bring
same time,
momentum. You bring a momentum.
You bring a momentum. So now when you don't have the momentum, you can't say, they diss me. People get bitter and stuff like that. No. You know what I'm saying? But don't chase AAU, man. And I'm not saying that to discredit AAU. Now, if your momentum is there and you choose to do it, do it. Just play basketball. But I'm saying, for the long-term goal, if I had to do it again, I would go about it a little differently. And mind you, I'm grateful for everything that happened with Mel's situation and all that. But I'm talking about, if I had to do it again, I would do more staying at home and than more going this tournament, that tournament, this tournament. Because the work, like me and Mel was training. We was training all the time, but now I could have developed better if I would have stayed home, let him play up, and looked at, okay, he's playing 2 grades up, so now he should work on this. Get what I'm saying? So I think people with this AAU stuff, and I watch the people now, the parents, they be DMing me, like I'll post a kid because somebody hit me up. Can you post my son short? So I'll be like, oh, he's the number 1 4th grader. Yeah. Hey, I love doing that. A parent that hit me up, what? Your school, what? My son just had 30 on him. They ain't post that. Your son in 4th grade, bro. Just work on his development and work on his peace. Because these kids need that peace, man, because the ball don't always bounce in their corner. So,
or you hit that ceiling.
you hit that ceiling. What you gonna do next? No, you know what happened next? The kid that discouraged. You don't want to play no more. You want to smoke. You want to hang out because he's going through. Because kids go through mental illness too, and I'm not talking about the medication, the doctor mental illness. I'm talking about shame. I'm talking about everything.
Become a drill rapper or gang member.
They go where they accepted that.
That's a fact.
So these parents gotta be real careful with this AAU stuff, man. Like AAU, that's not. Put it this way: AAU shouldn't be your finish line. And most of these parents, they look at the rankings too. The rankings too. Just gotta be mindful. And I'm gonna say this: rankings count, rankings matters because the higher you rank, the more money you get, the more NIL you get. So I'm never gonna say ranking don't matter. No, rankings matter. It matters. You know what I'm saying? But don't get caught up in it if they start dropping and all that. Don't. Mikey Williams did it. A ranking came out. They had Mikey Williams like top 20. They dropped him. He cursed Paul Biancardi. He cursed him out under the slam post. Why he do that? So you gotta be mindful. You gotta be careful, man. But yeah, that's my answer to that, though. I hope I answered the question right.
Nah. I'm jacking that. Working on your piece, jacking that.
Yeah,
for sure. You're gonna be hearing me say a lot, like work on your piece.
Work on your piece.
When it's not there anymore, what are you gonna do?
Sure.
So I told a Beats, listen, it's the #1 basketball head. He's on both shows. When I interview the legends to wear High School Basketball Weekly, he's from New York. He lives in Portland, Oregon right now. You know that beat? I gotta say this, right? You know that song with Styles P and Pharoah Monch? My life is all I had.
My car,
yeah. He did the beat. He did the beat to that.
I like that song you put on too for the post with me and Tiny. I like that song.
Oh.
Woo! I felt that.
Listen, all right, School. Let me give you a little history about pool real quick, right?
Yeah.
You know, me and Tiny, we played at Lincoln together, right? After I graduated playing at Fairleigh Dickinson, I couldn't go and play basketball overseas. My mom died 4 months after I graduated. I had to come home and take care of my nieces. Sister was on drugs. A lot of shit was going on in my family, so I put basketball on the back burner. I didn't go to any basketball. I stopped playing basketball. I think I stopped playing basketball 1995, 96. I graduated in 92. Wow. One of the last games I played against Anthony Mason in the West 4th Championship. He was playing with Primetime, Speedy Williams, Corey Williams. They had the monster crew. They had the best team. Elmer Anderson. That Primetime team won championships for about 5, 6 years, 7 years straight. Well, anyway, Anthony Mason was on the Knicks at the time. We in a championship. We almost win. Something happened with Earl of Ref and Elmer. Don't let me blow you up, Earl, but that's my guy, my OG, my older brother. Well, anyway, Mason gets 34, I gets 28, right? So it's just like, okay, you still got it, right? I walked away from the game. But all this time, I'm doing music because when I was in college, I was the DJ for my school at Fairleigh Dickinson.
Kareem was with you? Kareem Thompson was with you?
Nah,
Okay.
Older than him. I was at Fairleigh Dickinson from 88 to 92.
But you know what I'm talking about, though, right? He went to Salesian. Then he went, I think, Fairleigh Dickinson. But yeah, my fault. I thought he was with you.
Probably some years after me.
After.
So mind you, I blocked out from basketball. Right? Even when I would go and play my pro-am games, that's how I'll go play in the Rucker, play with Speedy. Malloy, Future.
Yeah.
We was playing Malloy and AAU in the Madison Square Broncos. So
with the Broncos, yeah.
All that shit he was trying, he was trying that shit when he was like 15, 16.
Wow.
Well, anyway, I got into the music, right? So my producer was Easy Mo B.
Mo B, yeah.
Like, I rapped on the radio at Stretch Armstrong and Barbados show. Barbados, one of my friends. with Big Daddy Kane and Jay-Z. We was at Kane crib. Jay-Z comes to get Kane because he wanted to get Kane up with him at the radio station. Kane like, yo, my boys in them spit too. He was like, yo, bring him. Jay-Z had the Rangers. This before his deal. Actually, he let us listen to Foxy and them. The song he had with Foxy, Ain't No Nigga, right?
Okay.
So I get all this experience in the music industry. But that kind of helped me keep my mind off ball. That was more the therapy, right? Been in a situation where, I helped put together the song with Biggie and Pop, Running from the Police. Had my man, Johnny Man, Brown Man, who was on Joe's first single. I got him on to sing the hook on that song because Little Vicious was on that song, but Columbia took him off, and Moby needed another reggae artist, and he called me and was like, yo, we needed somebody, and I got my man Brown Man, and we play a little part of history. With saying that, I didn't come back to basketball in 2020. So all the stuff that people seeing is because two friends of mine, two of my best friends, kind of talked me into doing a basketball podcast and interviewing legends and greats. So I came up with the idea. They just want me to do a basketball podcast. But I noticed that since we live in the Mecca of New York, nobody was covering our legends and greats, right? We live in the Mecca of New York, and there's nothing about guys who played in New York City.
Wow.
So boom, started doing basketball heads. And then I just started, I'm buying the paper, but I'm not really looking for high school sports. But since I'm doing this now, I'm like, yo, let me check for high school sports. There's no high school sports in the paper. I didn't know that. Like, Tiny got the winners program, and I went to Lincoln, and I wouldn't go to any games. Like, sparingly, I was sure. But when I was mentoring kids, in my high school, I would bring them to some of the games just to see them. But I'm not really into the game. I'm just there so they can see. So even when Tiny won all those championships, I wasn't around.
Wow.
So when people see me and the passion I have for basketball is me coming back to New York City and helping people the same way I was helped. Tom Kachowski had a big part in helping my career. You know what I'm saying? Very close to my coach, very close to me in the program. And I was like, okay, what can I do to help these high school kids now? You know what I'm saying? So I remember Mel, 8th grade, playing the championship at Rucker. Man is my little cousin. So I'm there watching him play against Connor and Man. He in 8th grade. 8th grade championship in the Rucker. I don't know if you remember this. They were Man, they knew who he was, and they all knew who each other were, right? But I watched him change the whole game in the second half, and this is what I'm gonna leave you with. Connor and Man was going at it. Man didn't really have a good game like that. Connor was killing. Mel was scoring in the first half, but didn't he realize something his coach told him? I don't know whether his coach told him or Mel figured it out. Mel started using himself as a decoy, and he had this big kid in his team, so Mel would just penetrate to the hole and would look like he'll score, he'll be dishing it off. And that was the first time I seen Mel play. And I was like, holy shit. This kid is figuring it out at a young age. Mind you, I'm going there to see my Brooklyn guys, you know. Going to see my little cousin play.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, they playing against the kid Magic Mel. I'm like, okay, I'll get a chance to see him play. Man, I seen this kid change up the game. He wound up winning. They win. MVP. So all she wrote. And I was just like, oh, this is real. 8th grade.
8th grade.
Just a fact, Rucker Park. Never forget it. Yep. So, man, you got a special one, man. Say what's up to Mel, to the family. Yo, Scooter, we appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
You know what I'm saying? And look, once I tell BW, yo, Brian, we gonna need to bring Scooter up here a little bit more. Like, this This has been fun. You gave a lot of information, a lot of good insight. Yeah, people, whatever. We may have hurt some feelings tonight, but you heard the song I played today, right? Yeah.
I used to give it. Now give it.
I don't give up no more. That's
Tell
right.
Brian I said what's up too, man. I love what he's doing too, man.
No doubt, man. No doubt, man. And listen, go enjoy the rest of your Friday. We appreciate you, brother. And salute, man. I'm gonna be in touch. All right.
All right, thank you, my brother.
And y'all, I sent my number, lock my number in. All right.
I got you, definitely.
All right, bro.
My man.
Peace. Wow. What a show. Man, it's great when a plan comes together, right? You know, you definitely have one of the top coaches in New York City history, but then you also have one of the top minds in New York City, right? Come together, his parent as well. So he's giving you different versions of what people kind of see what's going on in New York. Tiny's giving his version of, from a coach's standpoint. You can learn something. That's all it's about. We're doing this to make New York City a better place for everyone. Appreciate you, Ayatollah. Appreciate you. We're trying to make New York City a better place for all athletes, girl and boys. People just got to be willing to listen. We do a lot of watching and listening, being on the outside looking in. A lot of us in the inside all the time. Pause. But it's what you do with that information, how you apply it, and how do we fix some of the problems to make New York City a better place. That's all it's about. It's not about knocking anyone. It's about building each other up. Well, I'm about to get out of here, man. We've been on here for 2 hours. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and you've been watching High School Basketball Weekly. Y'all know what it is. We are the official home for New York City basketball. Peace.